Welcome back from Thanksgiving break.
We hope you enjoyed Turkey Day just as much as us.
Good evening from BWTV. I'm Courtney Ramey.
Today is December 6th, 2013, and I'm Sam Trapp.
Keep in mind, as the fall semester comes to a close, so will the dining halls. So make sure you plan accordingly. The Union Dining Hall will be the only dining halls open on Friday, December the 13th till 3 p.m. Dining will not resume on campus until Sunday, January 12th. Keep these times in mind so you don't go hungry before you leave for break.
Leaving for break can be a fun and busy time of the year, but if you live on campus, don't forget to follow some simple room reminders. Empty your trash, unplug everything, shut windows and screens, make sure furniture is away from heaters, and most of all, if you have one, please take home your fish. For more information, check your email inbox for an email from Carrie Mullen.
Are you a first-year student interested in joining a community of students dedicated to academic achievement, university and community engagement, and leadership development? You can nominate simply by emailing Rachel Pascal at rpaschal@bw.edu to indicate that you would like to self-nominate. There is no obligation to join at this point. Self-nominating means that you will review your fall semester grades, looking for a minimum of 3.5 GPA. Invite you to submit a faculty letter of recommendation in January, and invite you to info sessions about honors. You can exit the process at any point. To learn more about the honors program, visit www.bw.edu/academics/honors. Nominations will be accepted between now and December 20th.
Come and see what Baldwin Wallace University dance makers are experimenting with in their laboratory. Testing Ground, an event sponsored by BW Dance Program, gives choreographers the chance to show new dance works that are in the developmental stages, and gives audience members the option to offer written feedback to the artists. Testing Ground is happening tonight at 6 p.m. in the Higgins Dance Studio, second floor of the Higgins Rec Center.
Stay tuned for an interview with Joe Tarantowski.
We will learn how BWTV got started and how you can get involved.
We'll be right back after this.
Light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs, just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs. And it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
I've got a job to do today.
I've got a job to do today.
Have a good first day at work, Mom.
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right in your community.
Feels good to start fresh, right?
Sure does.
And like that, you're a job creator.
Welcome back to BWTV. This is What's the Buzz, where we look for people that are causing some buzz in the community and extract some pollen from them, if you will. It's a busy, buzzy Baldwin Wallace evening here in the City of Angels, or the closest we could do, Berea, Ohio. Pleased you're here, and I'm pleased to have Joe Tarantowski with me. How you doing today, Joe?
Awesome.
That's awesome. So, Joe, tell me a little about yourself. What do you do here?
Oh, man. It depends on what room I'm standing in, but sometimes I'm the director of broadcasting, and sometimes I'm the program coordinator for the film studies program, and sometimes I'm the program coordinator for the broadcasting and mass communications, which is sometimes hard to say all at once, and a variety of other things. I'm on some committees and do some other stuff.
That's a lot of hats you wear, sir.
Yeah, I do.
So, So you're involved with 88.3 FM, The Sting, then?
Yep.
So tell me a little about that. I mean, I work there, but tell everybody else a little bit.
Well, it's a campus student-run radio station. According to some people, it's the oldest and longest-running student-operated radio station in the country, which probably means the world. But I don't know that for sure. But I think it people argue with that, but it depends on who student-funded. I think is the main thing. There's a lot of other stations that might be a little older than ours, and we are in our 55th year of active broadcasting, but we actually got our license, I believe the first license was granted in '39. I'd have to go back and look at the records, but
I've noted the one thing the station tries to market itself as a pre-professional radio station. What's the goal of something like that?
Well, the goal of the station is to not be college radio, because that's got a lot of negative connotations to a lot of different people. It's not college radio for a variety of reasons. It's got a professionally oriented board. It's set up hierarchically like a professional radio station is. The other thing is it has a format. Lots of other college radio stations are block programming, so you come in for 2 hours and you play jazz, and then I come in for 2 hours and play my favorite Celine Dion songs, and the next person comes in for 2 hours and plays their favorite rap music, and it's all about what we want to do. And we don't do that. We try to create a format that attracts a consistent audience throughout the day, as opposed to doing what we call, what other people do, which we call sandbox radio, where they come in and they play for a while and they go home. Because when we want people to leave here being used to a professional orientation.
You definitely seem like a legitimate Celine Dion fan. I see in your office, you just have albums and posters littering the walls.
I have a few.
Yeah, that's pretty great. So, 55 years of WBWC 88.3 FM.
Yep.
Now, you haven't been here there for all 55 years, of course, being only, I'd say, about 28 yourself. That's not possible.
Thank you.
So, how'd you get started?
Actually, I was brought here. I'm in the middle of my 16th year, so I've been here for 15 and a half years. I was actually brought here to start a TV program because the radio station was already in existence. But after I had been here just a couple of years, the person that was in charge of the radio station left. Because the radio station needs sort of constant care and feeding, I jumped over into that chair, and growing TV and film was set on the back burner for a while. So that's how I got involved initially.
Okay, so there's that huge involvement there with the radio station, but you're also pretty involved with what we do here at BWTV.
Yep.
So what are your interests with that? What are your goals?
Well, my interests and goals are to mimic the success that we've had in radio. Not that it's better or anything, but throughout the years, the radio station has been able to develop, and there's a system that's been created, and it's sort of self-sustaining, and it's integrated into the curriculum. We're trying to do the same thing with television. So we have regular television programming, regular things for the students to do, and we want to run it as close to a station, a real station as possible. So when students leave here and go into internships, or they go here and get their first job, they will be totally comfortable working in that environment. So that's the goal.
Okay. So you've told us about the regular day at the radio station or at the TV station, but as anybody who works in this business knows, there are irregular days too.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your best story?
My best story? Oh, there are lots of stories. The problem with some of the best stories are often because there's some sort of catastrophe, and everyone loves those stories. We've got a piece of gear that's not working, and there's a DJ in the chair, and they're in the middle of a marathon, and we only have one CD player that's working. So while they're talking, I'm up to my armpits in wires, changing decks and trying to make no one out in the audience aware of that. So those things kind of happen all the time. I was on the phone with AP News for 7 hours last Sunday, trying to get our news working, because as you know, we had some problems with our computer, and our news is not working. But one of I guess the best stories on the positive is, that we do a marathon series every summer, 18 hours of one band or artist every Thursday. And a few years ago, there was a Fleetwood Mac event happening at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And our marathons are not just what you want to do or what I want to do, but we try to tie them into the music business and what's going on either a new album release or an anniversary or a special event or something like that. So one of our staff put together the Fleetwood Mac Marathon, and we were actually broadcasting from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and I was engineering it back here. So I was here, and they were broadcasting back to us. We could get our signal to the transmitter, and lo and behold, the phone rings, and I pick it up, and it's Mick Fleetwood, which was pretty astounding. So that was kind of cool, but the engineering that I had to do on the fly was I had to take his voice and send it to the transmitter, and also send it to the Rock Hall, and take the guys that were at the Rock Hall and have their voice come back in here and have it go to Mick Fleetwood and make sure that they could hear each other, but also to get that out to the transmitter. So I was mixing about 3 different consoles all at once to get that interview on the air. That's probably one of the coolest things that's happened. But I've interviewed, Stephen Stills and some other folks too.
So you've done some cool stuff.
Yep.
So we have my last question will be a 2-part one, and it's directed to all the people out there that might want to get involved.
Yes.
That aren't involved right now with the broadcasting programs here, but want to. What's your favorite part of the business, and what would you recommend to anyone who wants to get involved?
My favorite point of the business on campus or just in general?
In general.
Well, I'm a sound guy. I love audio, and when I was in graduate school, I got an MFA in lighting design. So I do both of those things, sort of in my sleep. I have a pretty decent editor. My advice to anyone who wants to get involved is to do it. Do it. Make stuff on your iPhone or your flip cam or your whatever, and just do it. Just keep doing it. I mean, I think that I hear students complain all the time about what they can or can't do, and then I go on YouTube and I see 10-year-olds with thousands of followers because they're doing interesting things, and I think that you just have to do it.
Yeah, that's a great point. And speaking of things you do, there's a rumor going around the office that you're secretly Santa Claus. What do you say?
Well, I don't want to talk about that because my kids might be watching, but sometimes that happens.
That was really interesting. I mean, we have like a Clark Kent, Bruce Wayne kind of deal going on here, but that is not our place here at Buzz TV to investigate those sorts of things. We'll leave that to the professionals. We'll leave that to the professional investigative reporters. But regardless of our role, we're glad that you played your role in listening to us. I'm Zach Teep, here with Joe Tarantowski. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Wish you a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year. I wish you more than luck, and until then, bzzz.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
And we're back.
Interesting man here at BW. You know, I've only heard one Celine Dion song my whole life. Are you a fan, Sam?
She's my favorite artist. The deadline for Dance Marathon registration is today. As you all know from prior shows, this event raises money for the Elizabeth Glaser Pediatric AIDS Foundation. It is your last chance to register for this 12-hour dance party involving students, teachers, and alumni.
Are you interested in becoming an orientation leader? Applications will be available December 2nd at noon. The application is due back by January 29th at noon. Applicants must attend one of the 2 info sessions on November 24th at 5 to 6 p.m. in Sandstone 1 or November 25th from 7 to 8 p.m. in Sandstone 1 of the basement of the Union.
Need a study break? Come to the Newman House on Tuesday, December 10th from 8 to 10 p.m. for snacks, sweets, and fun. They will be serving ice cream, hot chocolate, and coffee, along with different games and activities. Come relax and de-stress before your final exams.
Come help a fellow Baldwin Wallace student with the loss of her mother. The Criminal Justice Club is having their final bake sale today at 5:30 to 6. Come out and buy some desserts like cupcakes, cookies, and Rice Krispie treats. Support or donate. All the money will go directly to the family. Every penny counts.
Next week is finals week. Be sure to look up the correct times for your final. They are different than your current class times. Night classes will meet at their usual time for the final.
This is the last episode for Buzz TV this semester. We will see you next semester in late January. Good luck next week. For Buzz TV, I'm Courtney Ramey.
And I'm Sam Trapp.
Stay beautiful, Berea.